Hi, everyone. Welcome to Racheal Off the Record. I'm Racheal, and today's episode is called The Ownership Project, where I'll be talking about the accountability crisis, why owning your mess is your new superpower. Let me start by presenting the Yellow Jackets problem. High-stakes survival, secret rituals, decades of lies. If you've seen the show Yellow Jackets, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But while most people watch it for the mystery, I watched it and saw something else entirely: a total, catastrophic collapse of accountability. Think about it. The entire plot is built on a secret that refuses to stay buried. Instead of just saying, yes, this happened, this is the part I played, these characters spend 30 years making their lives progressively worse to hide the truth. They create disaster after disaster just to avoid owning the past. And honestly, that's not just a TV trope anymore. That is the world we're living in right now. We are in the middle of a massive social shift away from ownership. We've become experts at the deny, deflect, and diffuse dance. We've traded accountability for an escape hatch of excuses. Today, we're going to break down the who, what, when, where, and most importantly, the how of accountability. We're talking about why it's so hard, why the blame game is killing our growth, and how owning your mess is actually the fastest way to get your power back. Defining the terms, the 5 W's. Let's start with the basics, because we use the word accountability a lot, but we treat it like a dirty word. What is it? Accountability is simply the obligation to own your actions, decisions, and commitments. It means being answerable for your choices without the but at the end. No shifting blame, no excuses. It's the cornerstone of trust. Who is it for? This is the part that hurts. It's for you. We love to demand it from politicians, CEOs, and our exes, but the only person you can actually hold to a standard is the person in the mirror. When and where? The answer is right now, everywhere. The when is immediate. The longer you wait to own a mistake, the more interest you pay on that debt. And the where? It's in your marriage, your office, and your internal monologue. Why do we avoid it? Because of fear and shame. We have this fragile idea that being wrong equals being a failure. Our brains are literally wired for defensive denial to protect our egos. We think admitting a mistake makes us look weak, but it's actually the ultimate sign of strength. The cultural shift, the escape hatch. I want to dive deeper into why this is so lacking in society today. Have you noticed how we've started using mental health and trauma as a get-out-of-jail-free card? Now hear me clearly. Trauma is real. Mental health struggles are real. They explain why we might react a certain way, but they do not excuse the impact of our actions on other people. We see this on social media every day. Someone posts about a breakup and it's all, they were a narcissist, they were toxic. Maybe they were, but what was your part? Every situation has moving parts. If you were there, you played a role. When we say, I can't be accountable because I never learned how, or it's my trauma's fault, we are essentially saying, I am a passenger in my own life. You're giving all your power to your past. You're staying stagnant. You cannot improve what you aren't willing to acknowledge. The accountability dividend. So why bother? Why go through the discomfort of saying, I messed up? I call it the accountability dividend. It's the massive return you get on that investment of honesty. First, you get the driver's seat back. If the problem is them, you have to wait for them to change to be happy. If the problem is partly you can fix it today. That's agency. Second, you build ironclad credibility. In a world of finger-pointing, the person who says, that was on me and here's how I'll fix it, stands out like a neon sign. People trust you more because they know you won't lie to protect your ego. Third, the 95% rule. Did you know that when you commit to a goal and hold yourself accountable to someone else, your odds of success jump to 95%? Accountability isn't just about the past, it's the engine for your future. The how-to, the practice. Okay, so how do we actually do this? It's a muscle and we have to train it. Acknowledge the impact. Stop the defensive rationalization. Own the mistake without the but. I was late is a complete sentence. The no strings apology. A real apology respects the other person's dignity. It isn't a negotiation. Corrective action. Don't just say sorry, repair the damage. If you broke a trust, what is the tangible step to rebuild it? Self-compassion. This is huge. Accountability is not self-punishment. Be honest with yourself, but be gentle. You're not a bad person for making a mistake. You're a person who is growing. Closing, the 24-hour challenge. Look, just because you might not have been taught accountability doesn't mean you can't start now. It's never too late to take control of your life. If you're feeling like the world is out of control and everyone is always blaming you, try this. Own something. Here is my 24-hour challenge for you. Find one thing today, one email, one argument, one forgotten chore, and instead of making an excuse, just say, "That was on me. Here is how I'm going to handle it." Watch how quickly the air clears. Watch how the people around you react. Stop being a passenger. Take the wheel. Thanks for listening. I'll talk to you next time.